bad things never happen to good people. This was my father's strong belief till the day 3rd December 1998. On that day, I was born. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. I am pretty sure none of you here would have seen me working at my desk. So I'll begin by introducing myself. I am Nihar, a summer intern in the Map PD department. And even though my team sits in the ground floor, none of you in the amphitheater here would know where my desk is. That's because I am literally always in the pantry. It's been nearly 5 weeks for me in visa, and I can tell you, I have learned a lot. I know that the ground floor has one pantry, the fruits come in at 10:26, get over by 10:30. The second floor has 2 pantries, which is why the fruits stay a little longer there. The 4th and 5th floor has separate bins for wet and dry waste, and a real nice massage chair. It's not only about pantries that I have learned in visa. You can ask the cafeteria guy for more chicken pieces, and he might deny you, but he never denies me. Since my childhood, I have been too much into sci-fi and superheroes. Even in middle school, when my other friends were into crushes and relationships, I was only and only into Captain America. I am so obsessed with Marvel that I have watched all the movies more than 10 times and read all the comics. And Avengers Endgame 5 times in theater. Just like me, my father too is a big time Marvel fan. When Infinity War released, he watched it first day, first show. And since I had my final exams going on, I decided to wait for a day, get back home and watch it in IMAX. To avoid any possible spoilers, I uninstalled Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat and muted all the groups on WhatsApp. My friends knew how important this movie was to me and they did not spoil it for me. So I went back home and I see my father ready to greet me at the airport. He asked me why I hadn't watched the movie yet. He then proceeds to say, and I quote, "Arey Nihar, it's very good you haven't watched it. Anyway, Spider-Man dies, Guardians die, and Thanos throws Gamora off a cliff." I was in a state of shock and I couldn't believe what was happening at that moment. After taking so many preventive measures, my own father had just spoiled Infinity War for me. It was one of the worst days of my life. Yes, it was that important to me. Apart from watching the same movie again and again, I'm also into singing, playing instruments, and developing games. When I was a kid, I was a part of an orchestra called Bal Savedana, where I had an opportunity to perform in front of late President of India APJ Abdul Kalam and late Chief Minister of Maharashtra Vilas Rao Deshmukh. I have always wanted to pursue a career in singing. But when I moved out of my native place, I stopped singing, doing riyaz, and that path completely died for me. And now the only time I sing is when I want to irritate someone. Coming to my love life, from the past 5 years, well, I am dating a girl. So she has seen me in high school, she has seen me in college, she's still seeing me, and after all my crazy habits, I just hope that she continues seeing me even further. Speaking of her, let me share a small incident. It was after 12th boards when we had to fill in our college options. She was sure shot going to get CSE in one of the top 3 NITs, whereas my chances for CSE were doubtful. Somehow we decided and entered our options. The first round results came in. I had gotten NITK Suratkal IT as expected. We were both anticipating her result with fingers crossed, and when we opened, we saw that she had gotten NIT Warangal CSE. All our friends told us that school relationships are immature and we'll get over it in a few months. But both of us were really sad, and the entire week was just like Jag Suna Suna Lage for us. Now if you have been paying attention to my speech, I just said the entire week. Because like a literal miracle, in the next round, she got upgraded to NITK Suratkal CSE, and it was like we were destined to be together. I have a lot of other incidents worth sharing, but I guess I'm already exceeding my time a little.
No.
Okay, so even if I'm not exceeding my time, I would prefer speaking about other incidents in my further speeches. And also, if I continue speaking, I know you guys will get bored and start throwing stuff at me. So I will end it here. I love making a lot of friends and I love talking to different people. So whenever you are in the pantry, please feel free to say hello to me because I will always be there. Thank you.